At the risk of forfeiting my Gen X card, I'm going to share a few secrets with you that you may want to know when dealing with Gen Xers.
Serious. He set the tone from the jump. This guy.
Just don't tell my sister.
This guy just looked around as if someone was like trying to make sure nobody was listening. That's fine. Alright guys, it's your fellow Gen Z Brit. Born in 2000, going to be checking out why are Gen Xers the way they are. And I feel like this video is going to be a good insight. I haven't seen it before. This is coming from Gen X POV. And yeah, I feel like it's going to be an interesting insight. Speaking of which, guys, I'm doing some bonus content on the Patreon for those guys that aren't aware. Posting new movie reactions, album reviews, and sitcom reviews every week. I've got, at the moment, around 50 plus exclusive bits of content on there at the moment. So if you guys are interested in getting that extra dose of nostalgia, as well as Gen Z perspective on a lot of these classics that I'm showing you guys on the screen, and I'll definitely recommend checking out the Patreon, linked in the description below. Of course, it'll be great to support the channel, guys, if you love my content. Of course, guys, if you like how I do these kinds of videos where I dive into generational dynamics and checking out things of the past, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you guys don't miss out on these videos, as well as like the video so I know you guys want to see more. And of course, guys, look, with that being said, let's get straight into the video. Let's go.
At the risk of forfeiting my Gen X card, I'm going to share a few secrets with you that you may want to know when dealing with Gen Xers.
Serious. He set the tone from the jump. This guy.
Just don't tell my sister.
This guy just looked around as if someone was like trying to make sure nobody was listening. That's funny. This must be secret stuff, man.
Just don't tell my sister, okay? She's pretty sensitive about this stuff.
Oh. That's what.
Bit of a disclaimer here. This video is not going to be a safe space for you. So if you're not a Gen Xer and you don't think like we do, you might just want to go ahead and skip this video.
Oh, mate. No, not me today. I am going straight in, diving in head first. I'm here to stay, man.
You do?
I shouldn't even be here.
Want to go ahead and skip this video.
I'm here today, man.
All right. Now that the posers are gone, I want to let the brave few who decided to stick around in on a few secrets that we Gen Xers just innately know. These secrets often get us labeled as loners, disinterested, slackers, or that we just don't care.
I've heard those stereotypes. Anything. I've heard them.
So let's just put it all on the table and separate fact from fiction.
Let's do it.
For those of you out there who just don't get it. Secret 1, we don't care how you choose to live your life.
Okay, right.
It's true. We really don't care how you choose to live your life. It's your life. Go live it how you want. Why would we have a say in what you do? It makes no sense to us. And it seems like these days, a lot of people, especially the younger generation, are screaming
He's not wrong though.
That you have to live your life according to a certain set of rules. And they get mad at you if you don't. Gen Xers just don't think that way. Our brains aren't wired like that. And that leads me to the second point.
Okay, that's that first secret, by the way, in terms of we don't care. I've seen that rhetoric being said before. Obviously, I came across comedians like Karen Morgan who talks about how we just don't care. And, you know, I hear that being tossed around all the time saying we don't care, even though there's some may say that some Gen Xers do care deep down. I hear it.
Gen Xers just don't think that way. Our brains aren't wired like that. And that leads me to the second point. We don't care what you think about how we live our lives. Are you noticing a theme here yet?
Just don't care. What do you care about this?
As Gen Xers, it's just not that important to us what you think about how we live our lives. The same way that we're not going to tell you how to live your life, we don't expect you to dictate how we're going to live our lives.
That's the fact, Jack! That's the fact, Jack!
Why some people believe they have the right to tell you how to live your life is something that most Gen Xers just don't understand at all. And quite frankly, we don't ever want to understand it, and we never will, because it's just not right. Truth be told,
I agree with that.
Gen Xers are pretty simple. Right is right, wrong is wrong, true is true, false is false. It's really that simple. Secret.
Hey, but then but is it though? Because these days people be debating on what's true, and then people also be debating on what's right. You know, so I don't even think it's that simple. I would love for it to be that simple. I have my views on what I think is right and wrong, but then again, what happens now when we both have different ideas of right? Truth is objective. I don't think you can get around that. The truth is the truth at the end of the day, even though these days people want to be trying to say, "Oh, what is the truth?" But we know deep down that the truth is objective. However, when it comes to right and wrong, as much as I would like to believe that's something that's more or less objective as well, people be debating that, man, and you can get into some sticky situations when you want to start now saying what you think is right and wrong. So I would like to believe it's that simple, but I don't think it's as simple as
true is true, false is false.
I would love for it to be
it's
that
really
simple.
that simple. Secret number 3: we
But that's
don't
the nexus,
need
I guess.
your validation. I know this one's tough for some people to swallow, so I'm gonna say it again.
It's the way he's up
pretty
close in the
slow.
camera.
We don't need your validation. We never have. Seeking validation from
Respect it.
friends, family, people at school never really crossed our minds.
Respect that.
We loved our music, our television shows, our movies, our video games, our board games, all of it. We loved what we loved because it was cool. We didn't like things just so we could be part of the in crowd. Instead, we loved what we loved and found other people who loved what we did too, and formed a community. Gen Xers never really cared about being part of the in crowd. It wasn't something we worried about on a daily basis.
Interesting.
The only thing we cared about was finding like-minded individuals who we could share our passions with. And we did. And we found them pretty easily because we had social skills. We don't spend our lives
online
staring at our phones.
Oh.
We didn't have phones back then. Well, okay,
Right.
we had phones, but they were rotary dial or the push button ones.
Yeah.
You guys will never know the struggle.
Hey,
And the
I only just figured out what a rotary phone was like 2 months ago, by the way. Just for
dial or the push button ones, you guys will never know the struggle. And the cool thing about Gen Xers is we never gave anybody else shit about the things that they loved. Why would we give someone shit about something they cared about? It's no skin off of our back if they love to play football or like to play D&D in their mom's basement. No, that wasn't me. Or if they wanted to spend the afternoon in their room listening to music. And by the way, we had friends that would listen to a broad range of music. I had friends in high school and in junior high and in grade school that listened to all kinds of music. It's why I like so many different genres today. I had friends that listened to Depeche Mode. I had friends that listened to Megadeth. I had friends that listened to Guns N' Roses.
Yo, who are these people?
Metallica.
I've heard of Metallica.
And I also had a lot of friends who listened to country music. There's a reason why 90s country music is so good and it's so popular, even today. So with all that said,
Fair enough.
the last thing I want to leave you with is a simple motto that we Gen Xers choose to live our life by.
Go on. What is it? Live and let die. Okay.
Just like the song says, live and let die.
Live and let die.
Thanks for watching. And if you've made it this far, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, click the bell icon.
Yo, that was an
that
insightful video, man.
Of when I upload videos like this, and leave a comment in the comment section as to your experience as a Gen Xer,
I got stuff to say about
your
this.
experience in dealing with Gen Xers. Do you agree with what I've said or not?
Good question, man. I'd love to know what you guys think
I
about
don't even know why I asked that question. I really don't give a shit.
Right. He didn't even care whether you agree or not, right? Okay, all right. Basically, if I had to sum this video up in 3 words, is basically Gen Xers, you don't care. Pretty much, right? Like that was basically the gist of it. And why live and let die? Why not live and let be? Because that sounds more kind of congruent with what he was saying. Like the let die part, like I feel like it's a bit extra. Like why not just let be? Why is my phone pinging right now? Sorry about that. But listen, Um, that's so interesting. I have heard some of these things been said before. So it seems like from what the videos I've been checking out, it seems to have been a good insight. And a lot of you guys comment down below and also give me insight. Look, let me know how true you think this was. But yeah, especially what you said at the end about not caring about, not needing validation. I think that's just something that is just a great, I think that's just objectively an optimal aspect or trait to have, like to not seek validation from others, because like regardless of generation, but maybe Gen X just seems to have a better job at being able to do that kind of stuff than others. And maybe a part of that I personally believe is because you guys grow up, a lot of Gen Xers grew up during a time when there was not really internet like that. So I mean, so you actually went outside, socialized, and you weren't as so consumed by all this information you see nowadays. I feel like that's something people keep caring about. Validation is more of like a younger generation thing, like a millennial, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, because when you're constantly going online, you can just see all these examples of this 0.01% person who's just so good at this thing, and you're now looking at yourself thinking, I'm not like that. And it's so easy to just fall into that trap. So I feel like it's different problems for different generations. But yeah, I think if we could all get to that point where we don't care about validation, I think overall everyone would be just much less stressed, much more happier. Do you know what I'm saying? And especially nowadays when what you're seeing as well isn't, usually 9 times out of 10 isn't exactly what it looks like. So, you know, there you go. But yeah, and a lot of what he said in this as well, I just think it's just great, just general advice, just to how you should go about your life. Like, why are you so pressed about what other people are doing? Just let them do that. As long as it's not bothering you, not affecting you, then let them do their thing, man. I don't know why people just want to have an opinion on everyone else. I agree with that. I feel like I've got that Gen X mindset in that sense. But then again, I can see just in general, like kids these days, right? You know, these Gen Zers and stuff, you know, always caring about what people have to say and what they're doing and putting an opinion on people. It's like, it's probably why you're so stressed. And I also think that might be something that you kind of grow out of. I think when you're younger, especially nowadays, when you're younger, you kind of just, you want to be popular, you want to care about what people say, you want to be part of the cool kids. But I feel like as you get older, you kind of just stop caring naturally. But yeah, maybe Gen X is just ahead of the race in that sense, in general. But yeah, guys, that was an interesting insight. Look, again, I'd love to know how true you guys thought this was. And yeah, for me as well, just to get a little bit of that secrets, seems like his Gen X car is going to be revoked after ratting out on you guys like that now. But I guess, who cares?